Yagna had a nullifying effect in the Chernobyl radioactive area. In Bhopal, where the gas leakage had happened, that a family did Havan and stayed through the whole night and survived the ordeal. If Havans could be a solution to man-made issues like air pollution and ill health that we have caused to ourselves, and this can be done daily or once in a week or however it is convenient to you. Namaskaram. Welcome to this episode of Know Your Culture. We human beings have used fire since the Stone Ages. Fire is what has transformed jungles into agriculture fields, clay into pottery, and ores into sword. All these things demonstrate that we have had certain mastery over the element of fire. For most of us, the experience that we would have had with fire, the biggest experience would have been with a campfire. If you look back in your life, the experience that you had with campfire is something that you cherish and you always want to go back to that experience, or you want to relive that experience. You could have been just singing songs around the fire or telling stories to each other, or maybe just sitting quietly. But still, it is something which has made a deep impact within you as an experience. Maybe that is the reason why two of our important epic historic texts, Ramayan and Mahabharata, were told around fire. We all know that Ramayan was written by Valmiki and Mahabharata by Vyasa. But we never heard it from the composers themselves. It was narrated by the students. That's how it came down to us. Ram wants to conduct Ashwamedha Yagna. Two youngsters are sent from Valmiki ashram to conduct the Yagna. This is Love and Kush. They start narrating the story of Ram as it was told to them by Valmiki Maharishi. Love and Kush do not know that Ram is their father, nor does Ram know that these are his sons. This is how Ramayan came down to us. Similarly, Mahabharata. Janamejaya is conducting a huge yagna. Janamejaya is the great grandson of Arjuna. Vaisampayana, the student of Vyasa, comes at the yagna and start narrating the story of Mahabharata to Janamejaya. That is how Mahabharata came to us. Ritualistic fires or campfires have been the source of storytelling in this culture. Any ritual which involved a yagna always had a storyteller. Both always went hand in hand. These fires were seen as a source of bonding, cleansing, and destroyer of evil. I happened to read an article where it said that yagna had a nullifying effect in the Chernobyl radioactive area, and also in Bhopal, where the gas leakage had happened, that a family did Havan and stayed through the whole night and survived the ordeal. This made me think, if Havans could be a solution to man-made issues like air pollution and ill health that we have caused to ourselves. Yagna or Havan is a practice involving lighting a fire in a kund, which is called Havan Kund, or in a copper vessel, or in the ground, or using an arrangement of bricks. Many substances are offered into the fire. These substances are called as SAMAGRI. Substances like medicinal leaves, roots, flowers, bark of certain specific trees, branches, and ghee, fruits, milk, butter, and so on. Havans are conducted in temples, in homes, in offices, in open grounds for certain specific purposes. The marriage rituals always are centered around a Havan. Lakshmi Ganapati Havan, Mrityunjaya Havan, Sudarshan Havan. These are a few that you would have commonly heard of. I have personally attended a few of these Havans, and I have observed how meticulously, how much attention to detail is given to the whole procedure that is being done. If such a method has withstood the test of time for millennia, I was interested to know if there was any scientific experiments conducted to understand the methodology or its impact. But does modern science have enough parameters and equipment to analyze and evaluate such an ancient method? I did a little bit of searching on the net about the researches that have been conducted, scientific researches that have been conducted on these Havans, and there were lots of articles. I would just cite 3 of them now. In the year 2007, the Institute of Botanical Research, Lucknow, they conducted an experiment. Inside a room, they burnt the samagri in fire. They measured the bacterial count inside the room before the samagri and after the samagri was burnt. And they found there was a 94% drop in the bacterial population inside the room. And it was not just for that day. Even after 30 days, the impact was still the same. This is the list of pathogens that were killed by burning the samagri inside the room, and this involves both the human pathogens and plant pathogens. This shows the bactericidal properties of the samagri, of the substances that are being used. And mind you, they just burnt the samagri. No chanting of mantras or other procedures which were related to that was done in that process. And in the year 2011, there was a mega scale yagna that was conducted. This is called Adiratram in Kerala, in Thrissur district. A team of scientists from the International School of Photonics and Indian Institute of Astrophysics in Bangalore, they set up lots of equipment and studied, observed and recorded lots of parameters. And they observed that up to half a kilometer from the Yagashala, the microbial population in soil, air and water dropped phenomenally. And even the seeds that they experimented with, they had a germination rate. There was an increase of germination rate of up to 2000 times. The most amazing thing was, according to the local legend or local lore, as you say it, people have this belief that whenever such yagnas are conducted, there will be rain towards the end of the this Adiratram was a 12-day event, and towards the 10th day they had rains. And the scientists who had collected the observations of aerosol emissions from the yagna, they said further analysis is needed because they were doubtful if the aerosol emissions from the yagna were acting as seeding material for the clouds to bring down the rains. In the year 2017 in New York, another experiment was conducted to check the impact to study the impact of volatile oils on the human system. So the samagri, when they were burnt because of the high temperature of the fire in the yagna, these samagris, they emitted volatile oils, and these volatile oils were absorbed into the human system. As per modern science and even ancient medical texts like Siddha and Ayurveda, the best and the quickest way to administer medicine into your head region or into the central nervous system is through nasal administration. Due to high temperature of the yagna, the volatile oils entered through the nasal passage into the central nervous system, and they found that the substances that were used, when they were individually analyzed, sesame seeds, nutmeg, clove, saffron, etc., and they found that these compounds had an anti-stress and anti-anxiety property in them. So this shows that the yagna has a therapeutic effect on the central nervous system. The impact of the Havan ashes in agriculture is also something very interesting. They have found that the harvest, the yield increases multiple times just by using the ashes. In early days, conducting a Havan in our temples and homes used to be part of our culture. Since we moved into high-rise buildings in cities, we moved away from that part of our culture. Very few people keep Havans and Yagnas as part of their routine. Agnihotra is a process that can be done by anybody. It is a simplified form of the Havan or the Yagna that is being conducted, and both men and women can do this. And it's a very simple process where dried cow dung cake is burnt along with the ghee and other samagri items. And this can be done daily, morning and evening, or once in a week, or however it is convenient to you. Just ensure that your fire alarm is turned off when you are doing this process. For more details, you can look at agnihotra.org. Whenever you are going to live in a space, either it is rented or your own space, you do a Havan, a Yagna, and then you start living in that space. This process is called Graha Pravesh, and this helps in removing the negative energies. And doing such a process and then start living in that space gives you health, well-being, not only just for you but your whole family. And once a year, if it is possible, get this process, get this yagna done by somebody who is traditionally trained in this process. There is a very powerful process called Punya Puja, which is done to energize the whole space that you live in or your office space. More details can be seen at lingabhairavi.org. Hope all this information has been useful to you and you will try incorporating it into your life as much as possible. Take care until we meet next time. Namaskar. Subscribe to our channel and press the notification bell so you don't miss our videos. And this can be